Hayley Palmer. It's so good to have you here with me on tonight's show, especially as I am joined by radio DJ legend Neil Fox. And here is what happened when I caught up with him. Neil Fox, it's great to have you on the show. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, and welcome to my shed.
It's very cool, I have to say.
It definitely is a proper man shed, this one. This is where I broadcast a national radio show from every day, which is kind of weird. But, you know, the tech nowadays is pretty incredible. So here we are, a man with a little shed and a really nice little desk and a laptop. And you can broadcast anywhere in the world. I mean, years ago, you used to have to take 4 flight cases of tech and wires and stuff to do a show from anywhere. Now you can literally put it in your backpack. It's brilliant. Yeah,
it's just incredible. And obviously, we just sort of come out of lockdown into September now. What's been going on your end?
Do you know, it's been a very busy 18 months and it's been a very busy year. I mean, this year we've launched a new radio station, which is called Nation Radio UK. I do the breakfast show, so I do morning surgery. I've been putting a band together for a TV project called Band of Bikers, who are, I've got to say, just absolutely amazing. And this month, September, we got our first gig at the Isle of Wight Festival, which is slightly incredible. What's your first gig? So that'll be pretty big. I've been writing a musical. Do you know, I've been busy, and the family, we've had...
busy.
The thing with lockdown is, you know, I've got 3 kids, one back from uni, the other one just trying to do his A-levels, which was a slight pain in the rear end, but that's all finished now and he's done. He got his grades. He's off to uni up in Newcastle, and I've got a younger one who's 15. But having them at home has been challenging at times, I think, particularly for the older one, who didn't want to be at home. She wanted to be at uni having some fun, not at home with mum and dad, right? Which I totally understand. But it's been a joy having them all here. It's been lovely.
Yes, quality time, absolutely. Well, we're going to go into your first song choice. I mean, we have got the end of summer feel good phase from Neil Fox today, which is personally going to be my playlist for the whole of September. This song I was listening to earlier, and I just thought, wow, it just has that magical feel to it all summer long. Kids rock. Why this song, Neil?
Crikey. Look, the riff that obviously that he uses, Sweet Home Alabama by Lynyrd Skynyrd, just one of those great rock songs, sort of a feel-good rock song. He did something very clever with it and sort of put his Kid Rock stamp on it. And I just think it turned out just such a great feel-good song. The lyrics are great. The video's great that goes with it as well. I love the original. I really love this cover version. It just makes me feel good.
Yeah, so that's what it's all about. So we're going to play it out on the show now. Number 1 in 2008. Enjoy.
It was 1989, my thoughts were so...
Now I want to rewind, Neil, how everything started, because I know you began your professional career on Radio Wyvern, but I love that you promised your dad if you weren't on Capital Radio or Radio 1 by 30, you would quit. Is that right?
Do you know, it is right, because, look, like, now I've got kids, I understand what his sort of thought process was. He knew nothing about the entertainment business. To be fair, neither did I. But I had this thought, because I'd tried a bit of university radio and I'd heard great American radio when I'd been on a work placement over there. And I thought that's what I wanted to do. And it did seem like a kind of a slightly odd choice, because he was a businessman and had done really well. He worked for Unilever, got a really good job. And I think he wanted, I think he wanted the best for me and my 2 brothers. And in his eyes, going into a big organisation on a big management training scheme may have been a really good career move. Me turning around going, Dad, I want to be a DJ, was like a daft move, because it didn't seem very safe or secure, or I don't know. I guess he knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
Well, we had a massive row about it. It's the only row I ever really had with my old man, sadly. But no, we sorted it out. And when I did quit, I did get what I call a normal job for a year and a half while I was trying to get into this. But when I eventually, was offered a full-time job at my little station, Radio Wyvern, I just said, Dad, got some big news, been offered a job today. I've quit my normal job. I'm going to be doing this full-time. All he said to me was, please tell me at least you have a plan.
I like it.
Him and my mum, to be fair, had spent, literally a lot of time, effort and money on sending me and my brothers to a private school, which they couldn't afford. They really struggled, right, to get us through. So, doing that, and then I went to uni. I was the first of our family to go to university. I think he just thought, come on, you could do something great. I was 24 at the time, and I said, if by 30, I haven't got a job at, say, Capital or Radio 1, then I'll quit, because in my mind, I had 6 years to sort of really get my act together and sort it out. And if not, I probably wasn't going to make it. So sort of, that was the promise. Luckily, I was on Capital by the time I was 26.
Hey!
And I think there was a lovely time. I do remember it was actually on my 40th birthday. My dad was meant to be coming with me. I was going to pick up a brand new car. Actually, I was going to go to the Aston Martin garage and pick up a brand new Aston Martin on my 40th birthday. Okay, bit rock and roll. But and he was meant to come with me. And sadly, he was dying of prostate cancer at the time, very sadly. And he was just too weak to come. And so, of course, the first thing I did was pick it up and drive to his house and come, Dad, let's go for a little drive.
Oh.
And as I drove off up the road, apparently he put his arm around my mum and just said, I bet he's glad he never took my advice.
Oh, Neil. Oh, bless him.
So, I think clearly he was, proud of what, of what I achieved. But
of course.
But, I understand now with, benefit of hindsight, having 3 kids, you just want the best for them. But sometimes you have to talk to them and ask them what they want. I think a lot of parents don't. They have their own ideas, but, you can't impose your own ideas on your kids.
No, it's completely true. It really is. But I want to talk about the Pepsi Network chart show, because that was my childhood, Neil. I was that person that had my tape recorder. Sunday nights, don't talk to me because I need to know who's going to be number 1. We'd all talk about it at school the next day. I mean, they were brilliant days, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. I tell you, if I'd had a pound for everyone who came up to me and said, God, I've got these old cassettes, and I just get the beginning of you and then the end of you, where they're trying to hit play and record and cut me out of their chart. No, look, it was great fun. 1993, 1st of August, we started it, and 12 years and that was, when we started it, Radio 1 had 5 times the audience of what was the network chart at the time, and within a year and a bit, we were equaling them, and then the next year we were ahead of them, and it was great fun. It was a new way of doing a chart. It was great fun. It was brilliant for me, clearly, for my career. I feel really sad now that kids now don't really have a great Sunday afternoon countdown. It's like they've given up on it, or like the radio industry kind of gave up on it.
True.
There's no doubt. Yeah. People love countdowns. They do. And it's just,
we love
whatever.
A countdown.
I know things are different now because it's not sales, but, when we first started, it was sales, then it was sales and airplay, then it could be sales, airplay and downloads by the time we ended it. It could be, it doesn't really matter how they compile it. People just like a countdown. Who's number 1? What's the most popular song this week?
Good memories. It really is. Well, we're going to go into your next song choice. Katy Perry. I'm a big Katy Perry fan. Yeah. Firework. Why this one?
Do you know, God, you put this record on, and for me, it literally makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. It's such a feel-good anthem. I mean, it's actually a very emotional, powerful song when you actually look at it and then look at the video, what it's all about. But as a feel-good anthem, it makes you just want to jump around and wave your hands in the air. I mean, honestly, I think this is without doubt, one of her finest. It's absolutely brilliant.
I agree.
Every time I put it on, it just makes me happy.
Yes, that's what we want. Well, we want everyone at home actually off your sofa and jumping around with your hands in the air. Here is Katy Perry, Firework. Enjoy.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag?
Now, we have got some questions from some of our lovely viewers, Neil. Sammy would like to know, what is the complete highlight of your career? I know that's probably hard to pinpoint one thing, but is there that standout moment for you?
No, the honest answer is no. I've had lots of things for lots of different reasons that have been really exciting. I think one of the loveliest things about the job that I've had is the opportunity as a music lover to spend time with people and artists who I've really admired and think are fabulous. Yeah. Whenever we do interviews with George Michael, we go to George's house up in Highgate in North London. We'd sit down, we'd have tea, and we'd chat. Sometimes, getting away from studios, whether it's radio studios or TV studios, getting people into their own environments, places that they feel comfortable, you see a different side of them.
Yeah.
And so that's always one of the really lovely things I look at, and spending nice time with people like Bon Jovi or Elton or George Michael or, really legendary names who have made incredibly brilliant songs and a body of amazing work.
Yes. Well, there we go, Sammy. I hope that's answered your question. And Kelly would like to know, what's the funniest thing that has ever happened on air?
Funniest thing that's ever happened on air? Oh, my God, that's really putting me on the spot. Do you know, there was... There's something fabulous about listening to broadcasters trying not to laugh. Well, okay, something really as funny happened, and you shouldn't be laughing, but you can't help it, and you're trying to stifle it.
Yeah, it's like school. I
had a great producer on my evening surgery. His name is Marcus, and we used to do this thing where people would send in letters where they had sort of funny problems, and it was all very light-hearted stuff. And I'd read out their letters and then play a favourite song. And my producer had doctored a letter. And as I flipped over this page, I read the words and I just corpsed laughing. And I couldn't actually say why I was laughing, but he had done something that really made me laugh. And I'm crying. I'm literally crying with laughter, and you kind of think I must try and explain why, but I can't. I just can't.
Yeah, exactly. And Maddie would like to know, what's the best advice for people getting into the industry these days?
The advice for getting into this business, whether it's radio, TV, look, there's never been more opportunity than now. It's never been technologically easier than now. Everyone's got a radio studio, a video studio on their phones in their hands. You've got access to every song that's ever been made in the world with streaming platforms. So tech-wise, it's there. We can make shows on our laptops. We can broadcast from our bedrooms. We can make albums in our bedrooms. Recently, there have been so many artists who have produced incredible work sitting in their bedrooms at home. Billie Eilish, for example, her and her brother, look, they did like a #1 multi-million selling album. Literally made the whole thing in their bedroom. It comes to like all these things. It comes down to talent, and it comes down to drive and how bad you want it. I used to remember on Pop Idol, and you see the same thing on X Factor, when people would go, you'd say sorry you're not going through, and they'd be crying. They go, I'm sorry, this is all I've ever dreamed of. It's everything I've ever wanted. And you go, really? So how many singing lessons have you taken in your life? Oh, none. Okay. How many times have you sung in public? Oh, none. Okay. Have you ever tried to record a song? Oh, never. Trust me, you don't want it that badly. And so I think there are a lot of fame junkies out there that think, hey, this seems a really fun way of earning a living. It is. It's a lot of hard work, and to get from there, as you know, only too well, right?
Yeah.
You've got to graft if you want it.
Yeah.
And the problem, to a certain extent, with a lot of social media now, brilliant as the tech is, what I think a lot of it does, it tries to make people think there's a really easy route to being famous. And actually, I've always just said to my kids, look, just try and be talented at something, whatever that talent may be.
Yeah.
Just, David Beckham's famous, not because he has zillions of followers. He's got zillions of followers because he was one of the world's greatest football players. And that's it, right? So be good at something. And that's what I learned. And graft, and you don't want it all overnight. Just put a bit of effort in. And people will say no. They will reject you. They will say, no, you're not good enough. You just got to, that whole thing, believe in yourself. But listen to why they, try and ask someone, why don't you like me? Or why didn't you like that tape or that song or my show reel? Because if you can get some feedback and they go, oh, and they can give you some feedback, listen to it. Don't just sort of think, well, what do they know? Just see if there's anything in what they said that could be useful to you that you can make better the next time.
Good advice there, and we're feeling inspired here on the show. Coming into the next song, Mary J. Blige and U2, this collaboration is just pure genius, isn't it?
It is actually my all-time favourite song.
Oh, wow.
And it's so hard, like, if I had to say what's your all-time favourite song, you go, well, it depends on my mood. It depends. I've got 20,000 or 10 amazing songs that I love. This one, literally, I think is my all-time favourite. it's rock meets soul. It's U2, one of my all-time favourite bands. I loved their version of One. And then along came Mary J. Blige and did a version with them that even I think they have said is better than the original that they did on their own. So their collaboration is great. The video is great. Mary J. Blige, I've done a few interviews with her. I think she's fantastic. What a vocalist.
Yes.
But it's the passion she puts into this. This is an emotional song anyway, One. Bono is an incredible vocalist. And then you do him and then add in Mary J. Blige. I think this is absolutely supreme.
Yes, and on that note, we're going to play it out right now for you. Right, we have got a quick fire question round for you, Neil Fox. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Do it.
Woo! Okay, first song ever purchased.
The Peter Pan soundtrack.
Hey, like that. Driving song. What is that song that you play full blast? Actually, you've got a motorbike, haven't you? But you drive a car as well.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Okay. I think I love One of These Nights by the Eagles.
Yes, up full blast, like it. And song played most in lockdown. Was there a particular tune that you loved?
Actually, no. I found myself playing an album quite a lot, which was the greatest hits of Steely Dan.
Okay.
Because it was one that was on my phone, and every time I go out, I forgot how many good songs that they had, and I just kept going back. I could listen to another one, and it was like it was a double album, and it was just God. They made so many amazing songs. Anyway,
it's nice when you find an album like that. Yes, and a song that needs to be played full blast.
There are so many. Most songs need to be played at full blast. They sound better. No, I do like them.
That's true, actually.
I would say, look, I know this sounds like a real cliche. Well, Firework by Katy Perry, which you've already played, fantastic. I do love that loud. Yeah. It's soft. You need it loud to really make you go crazy.
No, you do.
And then it's all I guess the rock classics. There's no like Sweet Child of Mine, Guns N' Roses, or Stairway to Heaven by Zeppelin. You know, you think those are such great songs. You don't want anything else to interrupt you. Have it loud. Play it loud. Enjoy.
Like that. And a motivational song. What is that song that kickstarts your day, your week? You're like, yes.
Well, of course, working on the radio early in the morning, it's probably whatever I've decided was my first song of the day going to be, because I do listen to a song, remember, every day at 6 o'clock when I start my surgery every day. Yeah. So this morning, my motivational song was The Calling and Wherever You Will Go.
Ah, okay. And you change it each day, so each morning it's got a different...
Yeah, obviously there's a new song to start the show every day.
Yeah, loving that. Well, we're going to go into another classic song choice of yours, Neil. Californication, Red Hot Chili Peppers, even. That's the one. This is from 2000, I think, and again, another classic tune.
No, it's a great song, a very cool band, a really clever video. As we will see, really clever video actually, and music is very powerful because it can really tap into our emotions, but also a song has the ability to take you back to a place and time instantly.
So true.
And a moment actually. And this song, I remember hearing this driving down, cliched as it sounds, you know, PCH, Pacific Coast Highway, from sort of Malibu up to Ventura, and it was hood down, classic, ocean to the right, no, ocean to the left, I'm going from Malibu up north, and this came on the radio, and it just sounded great. It sounded like the right song for the right time, you know, and the right place, and it was just, it's a cool record, and I was in California, and I felt I was being Californicated.
Yeah, it's funny how that can happen, yeah.
And it was great.
Yes, we like the video to this one, so we're going to play it out right now for you, and we will see you in just a couple of minutes' time.
Psychic spies from China try to steal your mind's.
So Neil, moving forward, we want everyone to tune in to your radio show on Nation Radio. How do we do that? Give us all the info.
You can listen in on DAB, so in the southeast of England, so you can get us on DAB. Around Portsmouth, Southampton, DAB. Parts of Wales, DAB. North east and northwest of the UK, and Glasgow, Edinburgh, around there, all on DAB. I guess nowadays it's so easy to listen online. nationradio.uk. We've got a really good app that we have launched, which is called the Nation Player, which you can get. So not only our station, but you get lots of other free stations as well, non-stop music stations, 70s, 80s, 90s, love, dance and rock. So you can just have non-stop music if you want it. Okay, that's very good. Or, of course, an easy way is just Alexa, play Nation Radio UK, through your smart speaker.
Sounds
it's very
like
clever.
my thing, yeah.
So there are so many ways now getting hold of us. But, of course, it means there are an awful lot of other stations can do exactly the same. There's never been so many radio stations, got to be honest. But we're a goodie. Our mantra is we play the world's greatest songs. So we don't go with just a 70s or an 80s or a 90s station. Yeah. We just play great songs, which could mean playing a classic Elvis, which I did this morning, to playing, Billie Eilish or Katy Perry or whatever. We can play stuff from any decade. It's just, is it a great song?
Great, we like that. We're going to be tuning in to that first thing in the morning. And tell me more about Band of Bikes, because this sounds like a really exciting project now.
I have to say, for about 10 years, I had this idea of making a TV show called Band of Bikers, getting a great band together wrapped around a famous person, and we go off on adventures around the world, recreating some of the greatest songs ever made, but just doing it on the road, which would be cool. So it's part road trip, part music documentary, part sort of unscripted reality show. That was the idea of it. And then just before lockdown, I started assembling an amazing band, and we were sort of using, this is the great thing about tech, we were doing a thing called Band Lab, which is where they could be practicing wherever they were locked down, and we put all their different, the guitar player and the vocalist and the bass player and the drummer would all do their bits, and we'd mix it all together online. It was very clever. Lots of those clever apps now that you can get or that allow you to do that. So we did it. It's not the same, though, as being together. So as soon as we could, we got in a studio and started playing around. And I have to say, they're an extraordinary bunch of 5 people. 3 guys, 2 girls, all bikers, unbelievably brilliant live musicians who actually have just gelled. They're the nicest bunch of people. Yeah. Great to hang out with. It's supremely talented. And now I think we're very excited about where they could end up, in the next year or so. So I would say just watch out for that name, Band of Bikers, because I think they will have some really big songs out there.
Absolutely. Watch this space. Yes, I love that. And we're going to go into your next song choice now. Tumbling Dice, the Rolling Stones. My dad loves this song. Why this one?
Oh, God. I mean, if you've got to pick a Rolling Stone song, there are hundreds to pick. Why Tumbling Dice? It's one I often play on my morning show. The recent sad news of, Charlie Watts dying and what have you. And you think, there's a man who had been with that band since 1963. January 63, he joined the band and was their sort of powerhouse, the beat of the world's greatest rock band ever since. And, those guys, you look at them now on stage, and I've seen the Stones many times, they're still brilliant on stage. These are old men, they're grandparents, they're great-grandparents in some cases, and yet they had this camaraderie, this friendship, this clear love for each other, right, that has managed to keep them going for all that time, as well as, of course, making some of the greatest rock songs of all time. And it was very sad. I think you can see the outpouring of grief when Charlie Watts died, because people were saddened, because also it was definitely partly the end of an era. When one of those absolute legends dies, he's gone. From the 60s, from 63. I was born in 61. He was, I was 2 when he joined the Rolling Stones. I turned 60 this year, right? And you think he's been there all that time. So I had to play some Stones. Still one of the coolest bands of all time. This is a cool song. Really is. This is a very cool song. So. Yes,
an absolute masterpiece. We're going to play it out on the show right now for you. Enjoy. I'm crazy. I was trying to waste it. We're going to go into your last song choice, Neil. Live Forever, Oasis. Now, I've always thought I preferred Wonderwall, but I was listening to this earlier and I'm like, actually, it's really grown on me. I like this one now.
Live Forever, the mighty Oasis. What a song. I mean, it's like an anthem, isn't it, really? Look, Wonderwall is amazing. Live Forever, though, it's sort of a little more Oasis to me. It's just a little bit rawer and edgier. The guitar in it is fantastic. The sentiment of, live forever. Who doesn't want to live forever? But I think it's just, I remember spending a lot of time trying to convince my boss when I was at Capital Radio to let me play this new band I'd heard called Oasis on my evening surgery.
Whoa.
And he was going, and he was a broad Scottish guy, I was going, oh, no, Foxy, do not play that. No. I mean, honestly, Parky, they're going to be enormous. This band, honestly, they're incredible. They are absolutely amazing. You could feel this movement. And you have to go back to the sort of 90s. And it's hard because bands break in a different way now. But there was this thing, you could feel this energy growing around this band called Oasis. And when they broke, they were enormous. And I think, that. Still now, out of all the bands out there that are not together, I'll tell you what, the one band that so many promoters would pay gazillions to would be to somehow get Liam and Noel to talk again so that they could get back on stage, because those guys had an energy that was unbelievable live. I saw them many times live. They're brilliant. This song for me was the ultimate. Yeah,
we're going to play it out on the show right now. But Neil, thank you so much. It's been such a great experience with the end of summer Feel Good Faves. I definitely need this on my playlist. And we're going to make sure we tune into your radio show. Do keep us posted on everything. And like I said, it's been a complete pleasure to have you here today.
Hayley, always nice to speak to you too. You're like a little positive bundle of energy, aren't you, out there? And I'll try and keep away from the crisps. I know you're trying to keep off the crisps at the moment.
I am. It's all going wrong, Neil. The crisps and the chips and the chocolate. That's what I'm trying.
Okay, all three of them together, that's too much. Go on, just allow yourself one every now and again. Just go on. After this, it's been a good show. Have some chips or crisps. What's it going to be? What do you want?
I'll take that advice from you, Neil. I'll take the crisps, definitely. Okay. But thank you so much. It is the absolute legend, Neil Fox, everyone.
Have a good night.
Oh, huge thank you. Neil Fox, an absolute legend, and just brilliant to have him on tonight's show. What a good one it was. And thank you to you at home for tuning in and supporting the show every week. It really is very much appreciated. Thank you. Now, I will see you same time, same place next week. And I'm going to leave you with Saturday Night Song of the Week.
Hi there, Hayley. Thank you so much for featuring my track Kicks as your Saturday Night Song of the Week. It was written about my excitement for live gigs, events and nights out to return. And I hope you enjoy it and have a brilliant Saturday. Cheers.
If you set the tone, it's gonna be bliss. You feel like we're home.